If we have the curiosity to paint in red the vertebra gaining mobility when the neck is lowered, and in blue the vertebra losing mobility when the neck is lowered, there is more blue than red. Overall, there is more stiffening than gain in vertebral mobility associated with the lowering of the neck. In a previous study, the same author suggested that the increased rotation of the lumbosacral junction was a compensation for the loss of mobility of the lumbar vertebra, which is associated with the lowering of the neck. The nuchal ligament is composed of the funicular element, which is this part here, and then lamellar element to go from the funicular to the vertebra. So this one goes from the middle of the funicular to the back of the second vertebra, third vertebra, fourth vertebra, fifth vertebra. The funicular element is very weak on this part, strong on this part, weak on this part. And the first lamellar element, which is this one here, has the same intensity than the funicular element, than this part. And therefore, the way the nuchal ligament functions is not from the fourth cervicothoracic to the skull, but from the fourth thoracic to the second cervical. So half of the funicular and the upper branch of the lamellar function in fact in one. So that's the way the nuchal ligament functions, from the lower part of the funicular and the upper lamellar. That is the line of function. On the skeleton, you can see the upper lamellar element connected to the back of the second cervical vertebra. The line of function of the nuchal ligament is the lower half of the funicular element and the upper lamellar element. The part of the funicular element situated in the upper half of the neck is very weak. This is why overflexion of the upper neck is damaging. The muscle morphology and architecture of the upper neck muscles is the best response to stretching theory. Upper neck muscles are the muscles situated above the cervical vertebra. One of the main muscles is the semispinalis capitis. The other is the splenius. The semispinalis capitis originate on the cranial thoracic and cervical vertebra and insert on the nuchal crest of the skull. The semispinalis capitis does have a complex structure. The muscles are short fiber and is built in compartments which became narrower in the area of the skull. Also, the muscle does have a tendon in the middle. The tendon, which is in black in this picture, extends 2/3 of the length of the muscles. The compartment situated above the tendon are referred to as dorsal region, while the elements situated below the central tendon are named ventral region. There are 7 dorsal regions and 6 ventral regions. On the dorsal region, the bands are arranged concentrically with short fiber. Therefore, the function of the semispinalis capitis dorsal region is modulating the tension of the central tendon, which is supporting the burden of the head and neck. The central tendon elongates when the neck is lowered, and the fiber of the compartment situated above the tendon contract, ensuring optimum elastic resistance of the central tendon.